What's up, internet world? We're back. Happy New Year to you, Michael, and all the individuals out there. 7, 13, 2,000 of you watching this.
We don't have a name for our fan base yet. Is that why you didn't come up? You didn't say anything?
Sir, our fan is the world. Our fans are the world. They just don't know it yet.
Sure. Okay. Cool.
All right, so that's Michael. I'm Leroy. This is We Trying Channel and Nerdy by Nature Productions, and we're going
hmm
to kick the new year off right. We're going to start you off with trying to save you some money. We're going to try to figure out. We hit a minute yet? Damn it. Uh, um.
So we didn't hit a minute, but you still cursed anyway.
First of all, damn is not a curse word. You can say that.
Okay.
You can say that in daytime TV.
We are not daytime TV. We don't have the budget.
I just like, damn it is okay by the FCC rules. They say it all the time in like regular TV. Anyway, we're to save you some money because we're going to talk about the best streaming services and what you should get rid of
Part
and the
two.
worst. Ah, an update.
Yeah. Because do you remember what our decision was from the first one? I do not.
Uh,
Chat, let us know what
honest,
we decided in the first one. I don't know.
do you want to know who my number one was?
Sure.
HBO Max.
Okay.
I can tell you right now, friend of the show, David Zaslav, is not going to be number one on this one.
Oh, sorry, Davey.
Sorry, Dave. Mr. Zass. Your streaming service sucks. Anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. Tell your
Yeah.
family and friends,
hmm
enemies, pets, parakeets. Anyway, let's start with so basically the reason why I came up with this is we were talking about all the streaming services and having to pare down and what's the best bang for your buck with all these shows coming out right now. My brother-in-law does this thing, which I'm thinking about adopting. Him and his family, they rotate the streaming services. So they'll get Apple TV for a few months, watch everything on it, then switch to Netflix, watch everything they want to watch on it, then switch. And they'll just keep doing that until they they just keep doing it.
Have
Um,
they gone back to a service yet?
Yes, they have.
Okay.
So
Cool.
for a while they had Apple TV Plus because they were watching Ted Lasso and something else, and then they finished everything they wanted to watch, and then now they're doing. You know what? I don't know what they're doing right now. I know the last one they cut off was Apple TV. They're on something else, but so it got me thinking with everybody increasing prices. So Apple TV went from 6.99 to 9.99. HBO Max raised its prices. Netflix last year raised its prices. Um, I think Disney either raised its prices or is going to raise its prices. And with all of these streaming services needing to get rid of some debt, they're doing a lot of weird things. And I was thinking, what's the best bang for your buck? Like, what shows are like must see TV? And it got me thinking. So let's go over what streaming services, the marquee streaming services: Apple TV Plus, Hulu, HBO Max, Peacock, Netflix, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, and Amazon Prime. I did mention Crunchyroll, only because if you're an anime fan, you've got Crunchyroll. So that's why
Sure.
I didn't put that in there because if you love anime, you're going to get Crunchyroll, and then you're going to get something else. So where do you want to start, sir? Well, let me start with this. I'll ask you a question. What's your favorite streaming service?
Right now, it's probably Apple TV Plus.
Okay. Why?
So much content. A lot of HBO kind of had that term for prestige television. I think it
Hmm.
still does for time to time. There's also been a lot of kind of like stuff that they've let go and gone to other services. But Apple TV has a lot of good content that people may be sleeping on, but they shouldn't be.
Hmm. Slow
Um,
horses.
Slow horses. And I'm not the first person to bring this up, but I'm the most recent convert of the thing. I definitely want to read the books now, just based on this series. Um, Six
So
seasons each series, or each 6 episodes each
episodes.
season.
So I'm
Three
season
seasons so
3.
far.
Yeah,
The
and it
fourth season.
got greenlit.
Well, from what I read, like they greenlit the 4 seasons all the way back when the first season happened, and they just greenlit season 5.
And
So
so
like they're very
whatever
excited about this show.
they just greenlit another season. I don't know which number it is, but you're right. Because I
Yeah,
just saw the headline. A season just got greenlit, and
yeah.
they're about to finish season 3.
It's over.
Oh, the finale came out. Okay, so I'll just binge
Yeah,
them now. Okay, yeah.
yeah.
So
It's
I'm
over.
so
But you have Slow Horses. You talked about Ted Lasso. That was the darling that everybody loved.
mhm,
That show is over and done. You can watch that.
mhm.
Um, Silo, which we talked about. Did you ever finish Silo?
I have not. I need to go back to it.
Silo was really good. I don't know if that's going to get picked up for a second season. I hope so, but the first season
Mhm.
was really good. The
For All
Foundation is
Mankind.
oh man, let me get to it. The Foundation is really good.
Yep.
2 seasons of that have come out so far. I think
Mhm.
that has gotten greenlit for third season. For All Mankind is such a good show in
And
terms
keep
of
in
story.
mind, that was the show a lot of people were like, "Is this gonna make it?" And it's kind of the backbone of Apple TV Plus right now.
It was one of the original ones when it started like that, and
The morning show,
Dickens, the morning show Dickinson with
Haley
who
Steinfeld.
Haley Steinfeld. Yeah,
Mhm.
that had 3 seasons. Uh, I really liked After Party. I loved I loved Schmigadoon, but I'm a musical guy, so that was fun.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of stuff on Apple TV Plus that's really good. Whether you want comedy, there's a bunch of comedy. There's serious
Mhm.
stuff. I really liked Tehran.
Mhm.
That's a very interesting show.
Now
Um,
you've mentioned all the shows, but they have a lot of movies that they've produced. Greyhound. Um, I'm trying to think of what was the Mahershala Ali, the Banker with Winter Falcon and Nick Fury. They have a bunch of different movies that they produce. Flowers of the
Killer Moon.
Killer Moon is going to premiere on January the 12th. It's going
Okay.
to end up on the streaming service. You can buy it right now, but if you want to stream it for free, if you have Apple TV Plus, so I personally think, hot take is pound for pound one of the best streaming services out right now.
And
Um,
that is different. I don't remember what we said last time exactly where everything ranked, but I know we did not have Apple TV being high on the list the first time we did this.
as high as I would put. So right now, if you had right, we've listed one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. We've listed 8 streaming services. Uh, I'm gonna tell you right now, Apple TV Plus is in my top 3.
Okay. Yeah, it's up there for me.
Um, when you think about for all the things that we like, and I'm mentioning the nerdy stuff. Your foundation, your silo, your they're on season 2 invasion for all mankind. It There's no one doing sci-fi the way Apple TV Plus is doing it. No one is doing high-minded, like in your face. We're gonna get weird
Hmm.
sci-fi. Even if you think about Shamigadoon is honestly a high-minded science fiction show to a certain extent, even though it is a
I don't know if I'd say that.
musical. Well, I would say it's the idea that you are transported to a whole new world each season.
Hmm.
It's not your typical. It ain't Night Court on Peacock. It's just-
Sure.
it ain't extended
I take it
family.
you never saw Brigadoon, right?
No.
Okay. Because
So
Schmigadoon is essentially Brigadoon, but yeah.
yeah. So but you what when I think about it, it's like they're doing a lot of high-minded stuff at Apple TV Plus. And you may not like it, you may not want to see it, but it's there if you want to take part in it. And it always looks good.
Yeah.
It's
Now
not like
they have every time I'm on Apple TV Plus, I always see soccer, but
mhm,
soccer they're just letting you know you can watch soccer, but you got that's a different subscription within Apple TV Plus, right? That's not part of Apple TV Plus, I believe.
So that's the thing that all of these streaming services are trying to do right now. They're trying to get some some form of sports on their streaming service because that's the one thing they all are missing or
Mhm.
that they're all fighting for. Whether you are on Amazon, you have Thursday Night Football. If you get YouTube TV, you get the NFL Network attached to it. HBO, well, Max has basketball and I was going to say baseball. I don't believe they have baseball. That's Amazon as well, MLB TV. But I guess when I think of Apple TV, I think, like you said, the how HBO was the home for prestige television, appointment television. You were not going to get a dud. It
Mhm.
may not be it may not be the greatest thing, but it's going to be something that you're like, huh, oh, that's interesting. So, and again, they've had some. I'm trying to think of the Luke Evans show that was a remake. I was not a big fan. I watched it and I was like, eh.
Oh, is
Uh,
that where they were like mercenaries or not
yeah,
mercenaries, but you had to go
we did.
rescue somebody?
Yeah, so we did the.
Don't even remember what it was called, but I remember the trailer that we
It's a
watched.
number. It's a.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what. I'm pulling it up now, but I watched it. The characters like I loved Luke Evans in it. I thought he was great.
Mhm.
Um, but I thought the wife, or his sister, was annoying. Echo 3.
Mm.
That's what it was called. Echo 3. It's 10 episodes. Basically, um, Luke Evans is a special forces along with his brother-in-law. His sister goes to on a research mission in Colombia and she gets kidnapped and they find out that she has a tracker that her husband, who is special forces, put on her so that he can know where she was, just in case something happened, and the political intrigue. And I thought the world was interesting. I just didn't think the show and the characters. The woman who was kidnapped was annoying as hell, and I was like, I'm not risking everything to save you. And I know that's callous,
Okay.
but it just was like Luke Evans was great. Everybody else, but Apple
Mhm.
TV, I think is in my opinion, I would say top three. And
Okay.
at 9.99, it's a great deal. Up from
Who's up next?
up from 6.99. So here's the one I really wanted to get into because I think it's interesting because it's a streaming service, but it's not just a streaming service. Amazon Prime. You really enjoyed so a lot of the shows that went on Amazon Prime. You enjoyed the Lord of the Rings show that they paid $500 million for. Um, I have not watched it. I have not watched the Wheel of Time either. They spent a lot of money on that. I am interested in the Fallout show that they have coming up. They have The Boys. You enjoyed Jack Ryan and Reacher. Um,
Mhm.
they it's one of those things where if you have Amazon Prime, you have Prime TV. And I really like the service, although you're paying a huge amount of money for Amazon Prime when you think about it, because I think it's at 129 now for the year. But as much as I like it,
And that one's so hard because you're like it's not just like streaming service
mhm,
that you're paying for with it,
yeah,
which is tough.
and that one's hard to quantify because as much as I love the streaming service, I do go to it the least when I'm like, whoa, what's on the service? I go to it for a specific thing. I don't normally go to it to like just look through it because I hate the UI. And that's another thing that
Yeah, it's not
I
good.
think that Apple TV Plus has going for it, that because they don't have such a plethora of stuff on its streamings, on its site, it's easy to navigate. Whereas Amazon and Netflix's UI is better, but there's so much.
Mhm.
Whereas Amazon, and it's hard to delineate sometimes what is. on their streaming service, what is an add-on for their site, what is and I think that is what makes it a little further down the
I
list for me.
I know we talk about this all the time, but they definitely have an issue. Don't know if it's on purpose or intentional or accidental. Of this is part of the service. This you have to pay for.
Mhm,
I mean, to their credit, they'll once you click on it, be like, okay, you have to buy this. It's not like it just starts playing and then you get charged.
mhm,
But it's still they can make it a little bit. They can make a bigger delineation of this is stuff that is free, the part of your service,
yes,
and this is stuff you have to pay
and I think
for.
and I think I well, let me take this back. I wonder if that's intentional.
Sure.
So, like, perfect example is one of the things that I think when you go to the Amazon page, like right now I'm on the homepage, and when you go to it, it has the bar key, you're on Amazon, and then like at that what's the bar at the top? It has a particular name. I'm trying to remember. Not the search bar, but right underneath that, it has like it'll scroll different things, and then like Reacher shows up or like Invincible when it's on, but there's no like when you click on Prime it's
Hmm.
one of those things where you kinda have to look for it, and I feel like just one of the buttons should be Amazon Prime Video, and even when you click on Prime Video, so let's say you go to the homepage, yeah, there's stuff that's like, um, it'll scroll across, Amazon Original, what's this? It does have so much going on because they want you to come to them versus so like right now I'm scrolling through it says Barbie subscribe to Max for 9.99 a month rent or buy more details. Well, if you know and you have Max you can just go to Max and watch it. Like Amazon is trying to be your end all and be all, and for a lot of
Hmm.
people it's simple to just have Prime and then just buy or rent this. And I think, like you said, I think Amazon does that on purpose to keep you in their hub. I think
Sure.
that's why they make it that way. So, but that's just me. What give me off the top of your head your favorite Amazon Prime shows because you were able to rattle off a lot of shit for Apple Plus.
Yeah. For Amazon, I'm really enjoying Reacher.
Season two,
Really
right?
like Jack Bryan. Season 2 is happening right
Mhm,
now, like maybe episode 6 or 7 just came out.
mhm.
Yeah, those 2 Reacher. Um, Marvelous Miss Maisel, which is over, but that was 6 seasons. Really enjoyed that.
Mm.
I like The League of Their Own. I need to go back and finish it, but I was enjoying what I was watching because they kind of did a different take on the movie in terms of the stuff they were hitting. They hit more on race and gender
Mhm.
disparity in the TV show than they did in the movie, which was
Well,
interesting.
they only had 2 hours and it was back
Um,
in the day, so
yeah, yeah. Trying to think of anything. Oh, I really like Upload. I'm enjoying that a lot.
Mhm.
That's a comedy. Um, Expanse.
Yeah.
That was the big one that was on Sci-Fi, and then Amazon bought.
Mhm.
That show is over and done. Did you ever finish it, or you stopped at
I'm
like season
still
5? Or
I'm still, like, holding on to season 6 because I know once I watched,
sure,
it's over, and it's like, I'm not ready to let that show go yet. Um,
yeah.
um, you
There's a reality competition show that I like.
mhm,
It's called it's like it's 007 inspired, maybe Race to be a Millionaire 007 or
mhm,
whatever, but it's narrated by Brian Cox. People would know him most recently as the patriarch from
yeah.
Succession. Bunch, longtime actor, but you probably most recently know him from that. But that's a lot of
The
fun to watch.
original Hannibal and Manhunter and,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Um,
It's interesting, here's the thing, you know what you didn't mention? Which I'm not criticizing, I'm just saying. You didn't mention Invincible, and you didn't mention The Boys.
oh yeah, forgot about those.
Yeah, it's just
And you just mentioned them. I do like
and
those,
and
but yeah, I forgot
and
about
it's
them.
one of those things where it's like, when you sit down and think about what Amazon Prime has, they have a lot of stuff, and, like, um,
Hmm.
as and I will say this, it wasn't great, it wasn't terrible. I liked The Citadel. I really did. I liked The Citadel. It wasn't great, it wasn't but
I would like them to retune that. I would be okay with the second season. just
Um,
to let those people get their feet under them and
yeah,
hey, let's try something else.
I love the way it looked. I enjoyed the characters. I just think it just wasn't really that good, but I
Yeah.
still liked it. Um, but Amazon Prime is that weird one where it's like a lot of people have Amazon Prime. And so with you having, being able to get toilet paper in 2 days or a day, depending on where you live,
Hmm.
you have access to this streaming service, which it's almost like if you have Prime, and it's funny because as I say Prime, a lot of people are going to associate Coach Prime, and he has a documentary on Amazon Prime, and it's like this where they want to be the Walmart of your life, and they're silently doing that, creeping in with
I don't know about
basic.
silently. I feel like they're pretty overt with it. They're not trying to hide.
I think they're not trying to hide it, but they're not in your face like political ads about it. Like, they're trying to get,
Sure.
prescription drugs. They've already got like, cheap clothes and all that other stuff going on for them. I think they're like, it's almost like I'm trying to, in 2024, I'm trying to be better about the things that I say, uh, only because I expect us to blow up and I don't want to get canceled before we get there. Uh, but it's
Oh, people.
almost
I'm
like,
sure people care. All the stuff we said in the past, people are
oh, yeah.
cataloging it.
Oh, yeah. I'm quite sure there's going to be a treasure trove of when I sit down with Hoda, and she's like, "Hey, we've got this whole list of things you've said.
Yeah.
Remember Halle Berry? She's here." Um,
Oh man, friend of the show,
but
Halle Berry.
a friend of the show, Halle Berry. Uh, it's like that hot person
Did you
who.
see her New Year's Eve pic?
No,
Whew, good, Halle
really.
Berry. You
Now, don't get me wrong.
just good job.
I've never said that she is not one of the most attractive people, and only gets better with age. I think her, J Lo, those two women, and there's quite a few more. Sigourney Weaver. When you look at them, you're like, how old are you again? It's
Hmm.
like you're just like, damn. But I think of Amazon Prime like that hot person who doesn't have to try because they're hot and they're like, you know what it is when you were dating me.
Hmm.
And that's Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime doesn't have to try because you know what it is. You put up with all the other BS because you're dating this hot person.
Hmm.
And Amazon is like, hey man, you want an action figure in 2 days? Got it. You want to watch Reacher? Cool, we got that too.
Sure.
Oh, you want a shower mat? Got it. You ain't even got to leave the house. So Amazon Prime is that weird one where it's like, is it really a streaming service or is it just everything?
It's just everything. Yeah.
Mm. If you had to give it a number, where would you put it? Because right now, for me, Apple's in my top three. Amazon, it's almost not even fair because it's not top three because I have it for the other stuff. I wouldn't.
Um. Right now, if I had to rank stuff, I would say so. This will change as we add more stuff. But if I'm ranking stuff, I would say
Mhm,
right now, based on the two that we have, Apple
mhm.
is above Amazon. That's where I am right now.
Okay, so I'm gonna move. Well, it's funny. Amazon Prime's at the bottom and Apple's at the top when I wrote this. So okay, cool. Uh, let's take a bit of a turn. They just wrapped up their last show of What If, and they've got Percy Jackson. That's their big show right now. Let's go to Disney Plus. How do you feel about Disney Plus right now?
I might put it under Amazon for me.
Whoa.
And but again, we've only talked about three. So if we talk about five more and the rest of them are below that, who knows? I'm just saying the three that we talked about, I'll put it under Amazon.
I'm
The
just
thing for me with Disney Plus is I think Disney Plus is great, and this is where me and my lady are different in that
mhm,
she likes to watch the same stuff over and over again. It's almost like comfort for her,
mhm.
and I'll do
Okay.
that if I want to. I'll do that maybe if I want to watch something to go to sleep to or something. I'll do that a lot. But
Mhm.
if it's during the day, I don't want to see the same movie over and over again because there's so much content. I want to see new stuff. And
Sure.
Disney Plus doesn't have a lot of new stuff that I need to see all the time.
Okay.
I'm enjoying What If. I didn't binge it. I'm on episode 5 now of What If, and I'm enjoying it. Um, when it was when it first came out, I loved it because there was so much Star Wars stuff we're getting. We're getting all these Disney shows.
Mhm.
Um, Now having it been 3.5 years of Disney Plus, I'm not exhausted by it, but it's not like I got to turn to it every time something comes out. I can kind of wait till everything comes together. And
Mhm.
Disney Plus is a service where they release stuff weekly. They don't, for the most part, release stuff as a binge model.
Except for
And
right now, they're gonna do that with Echo.
right, but
Mhm.
that's like the exception to what they usually do.
Yeah.
And when Disney Plus first started, I was like, man, I need to watch this stuff weekly so I can keep up with stuff.
Mhm.
Now I can kind of wait till it all comes out. I can wait till it all comes out and binge it. And it's not like I need to watch it week by week.
Okay. For me, it's higher up. For me, I click on, and again, because my priorities are different than yours, I click on Disney Plus on the weekend multiple times a day
Sure.
because I have two toddlers.
Hmm.
And the things that we can watch together, I can't put John Wick on. I
I mean,
have.
you can.
I have.
There you go.
I have. My wife has said, "Stop doing that," and then I put on John Wick 2, and then she's like, "I will leave you," and I'm like, "We got two kids. You're not going anywhere." And we don't make enough for you to leave me. So, and I don't make enough so I can leave you. So we're stuck in this. But we
Fantastic.
watch we watch Zootopia a lot. I Am Groot show,
Did you say
the shorts.
Zootopia
Yeah,
shorts were good? I
mhm,
never went
yeah.
back and watched those.
I enjoyed them.
Okay.
There's a few of them that are like, and there's a couple of them that I'm like, that's damn good. Um,
Okay.
Finding Nemo, Finding Dory. So like for me having kids, Disney Plus is a necessary. Um, I have to have it because there's so many times where it's like I can click on something on Disney Plus and not worry about, you know, what the content is.
Sure.
And it's stuff that I like too. So having all of the Pixar stuff on there because who doesn't love Pixar? A hater. That's who. Um, Having those things on there, having all the Marvel stuff, even though I own all the Marvel stuff that I want, having that on there. And then the new stuff has been great. I did binge or try to binge because I was watching them every day as they came out and I had family over. So like I had basically had to wait till they were all done. And then like one night everybody went to bed. And then I like tried to watch the entire season at one time while I was cleaning.
Season
Um,
of What If?
what If season
Okay.
2, and I loved it. I like season 2 more than I like season 1, and I really loved it. I enjoyed it. I think depending on your priorities is where Disney Plus is going to sit. For me, I love all things Star Wars. I love all things Marvel. Um, I love Pixar. My wife is a real big like Home Alone. This past Christmas time, we probably watched Home Alone probably played, I lie to you not, 15 times in this house. Now we've finished it maybe 3 or 4 times,
Uh huh.
but that beginning probably played 15 times because we were doing stuff where it's Christmas time. My 3-year-old loved Home Alone. He enjoyed watching Macaulay Culkin run around. He's done like he's still doing it.
Okay.
So Disney Plus is a necessary in my house.
Okay. For me, the reason why it's lower than these other two is,
Your kids don't live with you. I mean, that's one. And
ooh, good job, sir. Nothing to say
the
on that.
funniest thing is
Um,
you didn't even see it coming, did you?
I didn't, no. But the reason why it's lower of the three that we've said so far is
Mhm.
the people who watch us know that I really love Indian cinema,
You do.
and Amazon has a large selection of Indian cinema stuff.
Netflix too. Netflix and Amazon. You're right.
Yeah. Disney, as of now, don't have anything like that, so that's kind of a big thing. If they added that, maybe they go higher up. But I really
Mhm.
love that for Amazon. And then the thing that I think between Apple TV Plus and Disney Plus is, as of right now, Apple TV Plus is giving me more things that I kind of want to tune into and be like, "Ooh, I need to watch this right now. Or I need to watch
Mhm.
all this stuff." So
Yeah.
that's why it's below for me.
I mean, I
Um,
understand. Yeah.
but Disney Plus gives you a whole thing of, like, if you want the family stuff, it's going to be there.
Mhm.
If you
Wreck-It.
want, like, if you want science fiction, or not even science, like National Geographic is there. Not a lot of people talk about.
Yes.
A lot of documentaries on Nat Geo are great.
Mhm.
A lot of stuff there. So
Jeff
you can get a
Goldblum
watch selection of stuff.
show.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I love Jeff Goldblum's show. I was so
yeah.
upset when they canceled it, but I loved it. Now here's the thing, and we hadn't gotten to this yet because we hadn't gotten to the major culprit, Disney Plus, as well as the other David Zaslav's streaming service, has been known to take stuff off there. Like Willow, you can't watch that, the TV show. There's a couple of things that they've put that they had on their streaming service that they have pulled due to tax purposes, royalties. So that's one of the things that you have to consider when you are getting a streaming service. Personally, nothing that they pulled off was like detrimental to me. There were a couple of things I was like, "Oh," but nothing like there wasn't like a knife to the back where I felt betrayed like I did with
Right,
that other streaming service.
right.
Um, but I would rank out of the 3 we've talked about, Disney Plus would be I would rank Disney Plus above Apple TV.
Okay.
Only
So
because
what is your so Disney Plus is number one for you right now?
right now, Disney Plus would be number 1 for me, and then
Okay,
Apple TV Plus would be number 2, and then Amazon would be down here, only because Disney has a ton of stuff that I just can't live without, that
sure.
I would be, swapping disc every day, especially on the weekends, to, like, keep up with little boys who just wanna, they see something, they're like, "That, that, that, that." So,
Right.
yeah. Um, so what about you? Give me a streaming service for you next. What's
We can go with Netflix, the one
Ooh,
that kind of started the
the
streaming.
juggernaut,
That I mean, the one that kind of begat all the other ones, and everybody's like, "Oh, we need to copy what Netflix does."
the Patriots
Um,
of streaming services.
yeah, I mean, Netflix is in an interesting place for me. I think because I've had it so long and it's instilled into me, I
Mhm,
don't see myself getting rid of it, even though the price keeps going up. And I'm like, do I want this? I don't know. I
mhm,
talk about it, but that goes back to my other point of Netflix has ton of Bollywood stuff,
mhm,
Tollywood, whatever you want to say, Indian cinema, a lot of good stuff. Like right now, the movie that came out, was it last year? Might have been the year before, 2022.
mhm.
RRR,
Yeah.
awesome, awesome Indian cinema movie, which was so good. Streaming there. I don't know if it's streaming anywhere else. A lot of good stuff there. And Netflix has really started to up their anime game a lot. So I'm seeing a lot of more. I'm seeing more anime on there.
Up their
Um,
anime game. They have come for Crunchyroll like no one else. Netflix is like, "Crunchyroll, we see you, and we're
yeah,
going to destroy you."
yeah, and it's interesting because they just started a new anime that, and I can't think of what it's called, but it comes out every Thursday now. It's like a
Mhm,
combination of a food show and a Dungeons and Dragons show, and it's anime combined together. And they're doing the thing, and I don't know if it's the first time Netflix has done it, but they're doing a simulcast now where you can watch it. I think the same time, or maybe within an hour of its Japanese release. Then it comes into
mhm.
English dub and sub, which is crazy. Um, that was something that Crunchyroll, started with their anime stuff, and now um, Netflix is starting to do it too. I'm hoping it works out for them because maybe that means they'll get more anime and more day and date release with the Japanese release of it. But
Mhm.
it's got anime, it's got my Indian cinema,
Rebel Moon?
um, it's got the first two things I said that are really good. Um,
Didn't see that one coming in either, did you?
I mean, hey, you can bring it up. People can. Hey, if you haven't seen our review, check out our review. I have some interesting thoughts about Rebel Moon and why it should die a
Also,
thousand fires.
the commenters, they're in your corner. They support you. Like only one person was like, "I like Rebel Moon more than I like Star Wars," and I was like,
Huh.
I was like this. Tell me more, because I wanted to know like what that person was thinking and why. But everybody else was like, "I am here for Michael's energy." Every comment was like, "This is the Michael we need."
Yeah, well, you know what? Tell Zack Snyder to keep making more stuff like that, and I'll have all that energy.
Oh, he trust me, he is going to.
Yeah, for real. Um,
Scargiver's coming, whether you want it or
oh,
not.
yeah. But beyond that, I mean, Netflix is. I was it last year or the year before? They were like, once a week we're gonna have a new movie, some
Mhm.
big new release a day for like 52 weeks. It was a cool
That was kind of
concept.
that was last year, and then this year they scaled back,
I mean, they
but
probably
they
should because a lot of those movies were not good, but it was a cool idea.
um but this year I will say movie wise, Netflix has is trying to curate its stuff a little better. I enjoyed a lot of the Netflix movies that came out this year. Extraction 2, one of the best movies.
Yeah,
Was
I had
that
fun
this
with that.
year? Was that this year or last year? Let
I
me
think it was
look.
2023. You say this
Uh,
year, but you got to go back to last year or the year
hey
before.
man, you go get this for a while.
Okay, great,
It might be February, and I still saying, "Yep, Extraction 2 was this year." I think that was top 10, one of the best movies of the year.
interesting. Okay,
So I loved Extraction 2. Like you go shameless plug. If we were good, I could do this and it'd be like a little thing up here that'd be like, go watch our review of Extraction 2, where Leroy was like, this is the John Wick of Netflix. And I feel like if it had been a theatrical release only, and both of those movies had been a theatrical release, that would be the new John Wick. Um,
hmm,
I love that. Leave the World Behind came out last year. I'm not a real big fan of Heart of Stone. I think that's what it's called.
nobody was.
Um, mm, so there,
Just saying. I don't think they're making a sequel to that.
um, Netflix had a lot of stuff that I really enjoyed, and the one thing I like is their algorithm and their UI and their profiles are easy to manage.
Hmm.
The one thing I will say though is that app sucks because I have on the TV, the app crashes quite a bit,
Interesting.
and I've like now I do need to like probably like delete the app and make sure the updates are there. But I did it a couple of weeks ago. But that app for us crashes a lot.
And this is through Roku or through
The Roku, yes, the
okay,
Roku
because
TV. Did see.
I've done it through my game consoles. I've never had it crash before,
Now that
and
may
then
be what I
I've
need to
done it
do.
through yeah, and I've done it through Apple Stick. No, that's not a
Mhm.
thing.
A
A
Fire
Fire
Stick,
Stick, a Fire
yeah.
Stick, and it hasn't crashed. But I wonder if there's a compatibility thing with Roku or not.
It
I'll
might
say
be.
one thing though.
Yeah.
Depending on how you download it, the app is not the same experience. Like you may have an older version of the app
Mhm.
compared to a newer version of the app, and it's like, oh, this is better because sometimes the like some of the older versions of the app wouldn't let you have multiple profiles,
Yes.
and because
Okay.
I when I'm on a newer app of it and I load my profile, it's like, why is this on my file? It's like, oh, because my sister uses it and she's putting in Hallmark movies and other crap because it won't let her go to her. It won't let it go to her profile, so she puts it on my profile. But yeah,
So one of the cool things, or one of the I will say cool things, is one of the right now. This is U.S. dollars. So for those of you watching, from other countries, check your local pricing chart. But standard with ads is $6.99 a month. Standard month without ads is 15.49, which is up from I think it was 12.99. You can add an extra person for 7.99, which is important because Netflix is one of the few that has been cracking down on password sharing. Now all of them are going to start doing it eventually.
hmm,
It's just that Netflix is so big. They're like, hey man, all of y'all sharing this password's got to stop.
sure.
Fuck that. We need this revenue.
Hmm.
Premium is 22.99 a month. And then again, now this is where I find it interesting. and I'm scrolling right now. I'm on my Roku going to Netflix. Um, Premium is $22.99 a month. Extra member slots can be added for $7.99 a month, which I think is bullshit. Because here's the thing: if you're at premium, I think the extra member slot should come down a dollar or two.
Hmm.
So, like, if you're paying the higher tier, give them a discount if they have
Mhm.
extra family members in a different household. Now, I will say this: I'm thinking about dropping Netflix and then combining households with my in-laws, and then they have a profile, and then we have a profile, and we
Sure.
just pay the $30 a month, and we just split it at 15.99 or with 15 whatever. But I'm going through, here's what Netflix just added: Equalizer 3, Dave Chappelle's new special, Old Boy, the original,
Okay.
not the Josh Brolin. Um, you've got The Fall of the House of Usher. You've got Blue Eyed Samurai. Um, Netflix also has leased a lot of things from Warner Brothers. So things like the DCEU movies are on Netflix. The Meg 2. Um, you've got a lot of those movies that were just added not too long ago. Blazing Saddles is on here. So they have a whole swath of movies from the 70s, where there's The Sting, One that Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Chinatown, The Conversation, Death Wish, High Plains Drifter. So you've got those. You've got Netflix has really invested in stand up comedy.
Hmm.
Um, you've got the Freaky Friday family Christmas movie or whatever. You've got Gran Turismo that was just put on there um, not too long ago. Netflix, I think, for your money, is one of the best streaming services out there. I think, as far as like the ease of navigation, the things that it has on there. Now, I will say that you have to stay up on game to a certain extent because things cycle through that isn't Netflix originals.
Sure.
But right now, Super Mario Brothers is on here, The Blues Brothers, Blockers, um, The Machine, Brett Kreischer's movie, Leo from Adam Sadler, Bill Burr, and is it Robert Smigel? Robert Smig, the guy who's the voice of Triumph.
Insult. Yeah.
Yeah. So Kevin Hart's new movie's about to come out. They're on there. Leave the World Behind that just came out not too long ago, and of course Rebel Moon. And we've said all we need to say about Rebel Moon, but it was an event for Netflix for a little
Sure.
bit. It was the number one movie on their streaming service.
Which, to
Whether
be
you
fair, it. I don't know. Sure. If you say so. When
now,
you don't release your numbers, you can say any movie's your number one thing.
well, I do believe it was number one. Here's the thing: it ain't number one anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's at the detriment of the movie itself and how good it is, in my opinion, because they're real quiet about the fact that it ain't number one anymore. It was number one for a hot minute for that window and December 22nd when it dropped. For maybe a week and a half to 2 weeks, it was number one. And then it quietly, they're like, it ain't number one no more. So
Hmm.
I find that funny. But I just think pound for pound, Netflix is one of the best out there. It's just it takes a lot to navigate, but because there is so much.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I'd put Netflix. I'd put Netflix as number three for me, above Amazon.
Netflix is number two for me above Amazon.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Um, Give me another one. So right now we've
Peacock.
done okay, Peacock.
Peacock, I was really high on at the beginning. I have not used Peacock in a while. Um, and
I'm on
Peacock
it right
kind
now.
of goes in waves for me on Peacock.
Mhm.
Or you're using my Peacock, right?
Yeah, I'm on it right now. I was just
Yeah.
watching, Night Court, and I was watching, Extended Family, and let me tell you how
Then
much of
you're
a boss
getting, yeah, you're getting more use of it than I am.
let me tell you how bad of a Boston homer I am.
Hmm.
I am going to watch the show. It's not good
Which show?
because the
Extended Family?
uh-huh, because the main character, Faison,
Uh huh.
is the owner of the Boston Celtics.
Oh, that's his profession in that show. Wow. Okay.
And as the clip that played, I was like, "I'm not watching this," and then I clicked on it to see when American Auto or like one of the shows I actually liked was coming back, and it was the marquee, and it showed Faison sitting down at like a press conference booth or whatever, and the Boston Celtics was behind it, and it made me click on it, and I was like,
Hmm.
"Gosh, I am sad."
Yeah.
I've watched the first 2 episodes. It's not
Okay.
great, and
Yeah.
I'm going to keep watching it.
Cool. Yeah. For me, Peacock kind of goes in and out. I was really high on it in the beginning. Um, I don't like, and again, I could pay more, but the tier I have comes with commercials.
I'm okay with it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm,
Yeah.
I'm
The big thing for me about Peacock is I do like Peacock sports coverage because it is NBC Sports. So you're going
mhm.
to get Sunday Night Football. You're going to get the Olympics, which I'm excited for. Um,
Don't care
you
about the
did have
Olympics, but I love the fact that that's Sunday Night Football, and I can start it after the kids go to bed at the beginning.
okay, cool. Um, it
Poker
also has
Face,
WWE, which I really like a lot.
that's you.
Um,
Yeah.
and not so much even keeping up with the day to day storylines. I'm more of like the big pay per views. And
Mhm.
WWE is a powerhouse when it comes to documentaries. I mean, granted, it's all skewed for their people, but they it's good to hear about these wrestlers behind the scenes and the struggles they went through and how they broke into the business. I'm a sucker for that stuff, so I love all that.
Yeah.
Like you
Right.
said, Poker Face. I did love Poker Face. Yeah.
I enjoyed Poker Face after a while. It did because I binged it. I think it would have done better for me if I'd have watched it week to week. You had Poker Face. You've got Doctor Death. Right now, they just added the Holdovers. The Monk movies on there. Um, Genie with Melissa McCarthy. Um, the Please Don't Destroy guys from SNL have their movie on there. I watched Strays on here.
Was that
Um,
good?
it was okay. I mean,
Okay. Maybe I'll check it out.
if you saw the trailer, you pretty much got the gist of the movie.
Okay.
Um, now personally, which the reason why you gave me access to the was for the kid stuff.
Did you ever
Um,
see Puss in Boots: Last Wish?
dude, we watched that. I told you, man, we watched Puss in
Uh,
Boots nonstop for 2 weeks.
Okay.
I will say Puss in Boots was one of the best animated movies that year when it came out.
That was a
It
really
was
good movie.
it was a damn good movie, and I
Yeah.
will say Puss in Boots was good. Um, we watched Minions: Rise of Gru. My kids love the Minions. They love Illumination. That's one of the reasons why we loved Netflix because when you have your kid, you can set up a kids app, and if you click on the kid or the kid's profile, and it has nothing from the adult stuff that shows up, which I think is amazing. And so like separate it so like different characters have their own little umbrella. So like the minions, if you click on the minions, has all the minion stuff. Then like it has the boss baby, and then all the Netflix stuff. And then like if you like Coco Melon, which we don't watch in my house, but I really have mainly used in the beginning Peacock for the kid stuff. And
Mhm.
then I went back and watched American Auto. Um, I need to
The
get
show
back in
got
Grand.
canceled. Oh, you didn't know?
No.
Yeah, it got canceled last year. That got
I
I'm pretty sure that got canceled and Grand Crew got canceled.
Gr-
And I like both those shows a lot.
Grand Crew too.
Yeah.
Man, that hurt.
Yeah.
I wanted to get back into Grand Crew, but American Auto I watched week to week. I love
Yeah.
that show.
Yeah, I
That was
really
a
like
good
that
show.
show.
Um, man, they canceled it, and this Night Court show is not great.
I
I'm
think
I'm
it is a
2 episodes
different
in.
style of humor than what you want.
No, it's just not good.
I mean,
Because here's the thing,
you are in the minority in that opinion because that is a
John,
very popular program for them.
John Larroquette is great.
Mhm.
The woman who's playing Harry's daughter
Hey, don't you ever say anything about Melissa Rauch.
is absolute an abomination to the legacy of Harry's.
Oh my gosh.
That's yeah,
Wow.
yeah, I said that.
That's rough.
Yeah, no, it's just I'm not a fan. I really wanted that old school night court humor, and I'm not getting that. And that's just me. John Larroquette is great, and that's the only reason why I clicked on it.
Mhm.
And so I'm 3 episodes in. I do like the prosecutor. I do enjoy her, but
Mhm.
everybody else, I'm like, but John Larroquette is doing all the heavy lifting.
Okay.
Um, Again, I talked about extended family. I'm a Boston homer. The show's
Mhm.
based in Boston. Gonna watch it.
So he is the owner of the team?
He's the owner of the team, and his wife, who was the woman from Suits, was his crisis management consultant when he insulted redheads, and they ended up dating, and he married her. And John Cryer is the ex-husband.
Yeah, yeah. So I saw maybe like the first 5 minutes of the show because I work at an NBC station, so it was on. Um, and every time I saw it, now that you say that, I felt like, and I don't know the backstory, but it seems like the setting of the house that they live in seems. I feel like they live in a nicer house if he was the owner
Well, here's the
of that
thing.
team.
He has his own place. The house that they are always at is the house with John Cryer, and I cannot remember what the woman's name is. But
Okay.
and the funniest thing is I know what her name is. But so I watched an upfront where they all did interviews and they talked about, coming back to television. And it's funny, the upfront made me want to watch the show.
Uh huh.
And then I was like, I forgot about it, and then when I clicked back on the actual app, I was like, "Huh," and then I clicked on it, I was like, "This ain't the best." I mean, it's okay, it's a sitcom, and I was like, "Oh, Celtics? I'm in." And I was like, "Oh, Leroy, you're better than that." And then I was like, "No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm like, if I'm not gonna lie, if I was single and I'd have kids, probably.
Uh huh.
But a brother's tired and he just needs something on while he's trying to do laundry,
Sure.
trying to wash dishes. So,
I get that. Yeah.
yeah, but I like Peacock. I enjoy. Now here's another thing I enjoy it for. I love Saturday Night Live.
Hmm.
I will watch Saturday Night Live the next day with my wife because I like seeing how they pull off every week. Can they do this?
Hmm.
I'm in the minority that I wanted Studio 60 over 30 Rock because I enjoyed that. Can you do this show every week?
Hmm.
So there's a lot of things on here that I like, but I if you hadn't gotten it, it's not a streaming service that I would get.
Right.
If it like I would still be on the free version. Mad that because like there's nothing on here. Because here's the thing, even and if you're new here, I'm a Law and Order junkie, the original. They don't even have all the seasons of Law and Order, and that was what would have made me got that streaming service. If you had every season of Law and Order and the new season, I would have bought the streaming service. I would have. I
Hmm.
would have canceled something else just for Law and Order, and I'm not doing it because it's not worth it. So
So what number is it ranked for you out of the? No, we've done 5 so far.
uh it's behind Prime. It's
So where
behind
does that
Prime.
put it for you?
Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 for me. Where would you
Okay,
put
for
it?
me it is 4 behind Prime.
Okay.
So to recap for people, for my list right now, I have Apple TV number 1, and then in
Yep.
descending order from there, Netflix,
Netflix,
Amazon, Peacock, and then Disney.
and Disney. For me, it's Disney Plus, Apple, Netflix, Amazon, and Peacock.
Okay.
Now, Now that might switch for me as we're going through this because and I'll get to that later, only because my priorities are a little different. Let's go to everybody's favorite whipping post. Let's go to the Max.
Okay.
um, Max used to be my number one go-to.
Hmm.
It used to be my for and for the family. My boys like my Evan loves Godzilla. I enjoyed almost every prestige show that Max had on. It's literally on my TV. Max, Netflix, and YouTube. Like those three were in constant rotation. Max, every week, I'm like, why do I still have this service? They've taken off a couple of the Godzillas. King of Monsters is not on there anymore, or the original, the 2013 or 2015 uh, Gareth Edwards version.
Hmm.
Um, Warner Brothers has leased all of its stuff to other streaming services, so I don't even need that. Um, they've taken off the Elmo show,
Hmm.
uh, and they've mixed in all of the crap from Discovery Plus. So like the UI is not as easy to navigate like it used to
Hmm.
be. So I'm it ain't high up on the list for me.
For me, Max, I have switched my thinking in Max, where I was going there for the prestige TV shows.
Mhm.
Now I am kind of going. And earlier in this conversation, I talked about how I don't like to watch old stuff. I want to see new stuff, unless
Yeah.
I'm going to sleep. And Max has all the seasons of Diners, Drives, and Dives, and whatever the Triple D. Um,
Yeah.
and I love to watch me a good Triple D episode going to sleep. So I'll put that on. It is fun to watch.
How can you watch food like that? Like food shows. Like when I watch food shows, I want to cook and I want to eat and I'm hungry and I
Well,
can't watch it like that.
I watch it. I'm like, oh, I will get inspired to make something later. I don't. It doesn't make me have to cook it
Okay.
right now. I'm like, okay, it's a cool idea for a recipe. I can try and make something like that.
Yeah, I'm like,
But
that's lasagna. I'm like,
it has Triple
nah.
D. As of right now, it is the only place I can see streaming Person of Interest, and you know how much I love Person of Interest.
And it's-
That show is there.
You just get Paramount.
Does Paramount have Person of Interest?
I don't know. I'm just saying. I
No.
thought it was.
Yeah, it has that. What else do I like on there? The AEW wrestling behind the scenes shows are there. Um, the
If
new
you like
season of
hockey,
Hard Knocks that I don't care about
yeah,
hockey. Nothing against that. I just don't care about it. The new season of Hard Knocks with the Miami Dolphins. I'm enjoying that. Um, what
yeah,
else?
basketball. That's I mean, like I'm gonna be honest with you. Basketball has kept me. Live sports has actually saved Max for me and movies.
Oh yeah, speaking of movies, it also has Turner Classic Movies. I love a good Turner Classic movie through Max.
I think they had to keep that.
Good. That works for me.
I think the powers that be, because remember there were a lot of critics for Zaslav and Turner Movie Classics and the things that they own and not keeping up with it. And remember Spielberg. I'm trying to think of who else were like film preservation. I think Scorsese. It was a bunch of them who were like coming for Warner Brothers. And even you just mentioned him, Brian Cox said whoever's running Warner Brothers does not know film because of how they have treated Turner Movie Classics or
Turner Classic
Turner
Movies.
Classic Movies. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was an article. I loved Max. I was when Max first came out. It was a cluster, but I was like, give it time. It's going to get better. It has all the things we love. And as David Zaslav has merged these two entities, I am not a fan. And
Hmm.
then you factor in taking things off just gutting them. So, Final Space. What's the Moon movie where the kids?
No clue.
It was a cute movie. Taking Westworld off, like just the way they've treated some of the
So
creators.
Westworld is no longer you can't watch anymore? It's just been I know it was
You,
canceled.
it's canceled, but then they took it off, and then they leased it to Freevee or Tubi or one of the ones I can't
Mhm.
remember, but a lot of the stuff that they leased. So, like, I still love. You can still watch The Sopranos. You can still watch The Wire. You can still go back and watch True Detective, which that's the only thing keeping it right now. Live sports and True Detective in January 12th. That's the like literally it's the only thing keeping it because um Barbie's on there now. My wife is gonna watch Barbie and or she watched Barbie. But other than that, I can't think of anything that I have to have it for. There's a lot of documentaries that I love because I think they do a very good job about documentaries. The prop Abbott Elementary's on here. Um,
That's also on Hulu.
It's also on Hulu, but the thing is, they have a lot of prestige television. They have what's the new one with Kate Winslet, where she's a chancellor or basically authoritarian, uh, which I think is going to be a very interesting show. But from the people from Succession, Andrea Riseborough is going to be in it. That comes out in March. There's a lot of great stuff, but you just have to weed through the bullshit. I love John Oliver, but here's the thing: I don't have to have this to get John Oliver because they drop it on YouTube that same day.
Mhm.
So for like the long version of like his diatribe, they drop that on YouTube. So I don't need Max for that. They canceled Bomani's show. Brian Gumbel's leaving Real Sports. I loved Max, but the DCEU has been the DCEU. So there's
Sure.
nothing where I'm like, I need to keep this.
So where does it rank on your list?
The last streaming
Okay.
service. And if and honestly, whatever's last, put it behind that too.
Okay.
Like
Cool.
like
So what do we got left? We have Peacock. No, no, not Peacock. We have Paramount.
Paramount and Hulu.
Okay.
Wait, where did you put Max?
I think I put it above Disney.
Wow,
Yeah.
the mouse is getting hit hard by you. Okay. Which one do you want to do, Hulu or Paramount?
We could do Paramount
Let's do Paramount.
since Paramount
Um,
may join with Max if another merger happens.
I see, here's the thing. I know that that's a report. I don't think that's happening.
Okay.
I don't think it's happening. Oh, Mayhem is on. Oh, to rent. F you guys. I want to watch it
Mayhem
for
is that
free.
martial arts movie or a
Uh-huh.
kickboxing movie?
Yeah,
Yeah, I heard about that.
yeah. Um, but no, Paramount. Paramount. Now we had Paramount when we both used to work at. You
WFU.
still work for Tegna. I don't anymore. When we used to work there, we used to get Paramount for free, and I enjoyed Paramount for the Star Trek stuff, Lower Decks. I'm not gonna lie. I am thinking about getting a Paramount Plus subscription
Okay.
for the Nickelodeon stuff. Nick Jr. app was free.
Hmm.
My boys are liking a lot of the Nick Jr. stuff. So Bubble Guppies, Paw Patrol, Blues Clues, all of that stuff.
Hmm.
The Nickelodeon stuff, they love. We watched Ink Master a lot, and I did enjoy a lot of the stuff like 48 Hours.
Hmm.
I'm a sucker for true crime, 48 Hours, Dateline. Although I think 48 Hours is better than Dateline. So I don't have Paramount Plus right now. I'm seriously considering dropping Max to
Hmm.
get Paramount Plus.
Okay.
Like I'm right there.
Yeah, for me, Paramount Plus was a lot of fun to have all the Star Trek stuff. I almost said Star Wars. All the Star Trek stuff. It made me kind of go back and I watched how many seasons of Discovery are there? There's four because there's a fifth season
Or
coming out. So I think I got to the third season of
oh,
Discovery.
really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Um,
I didn't know you were that
yeah, I
deep
went
into
back to it. I was like, this is good. Discovery had a lot of fun with
I
that.
tried to tell you that,
Yeah, sometimes I don't listen to you. But
obviously.
that was good. Lower Decks was good. Strange New Worlds. I really like Strange New
I
Worlds.
told what the
That was
fuck, man?
that
I
was
tried.
awesome.
I
Um,
swear to God. I hope you know what? Hope you step on a Lego.
okay.
Because I
And
was trying to
then
tell you that they were good.
what else?
I told you Lower Decks, and you watched that, and you were like, "This is good."
No, Lower Decks I was watching from the
You
beginning.
were, but the thing is, I told you to watch it, and you were like, and then we watched the trailer, and you're like, okay, and I was like, watch the rest of it. I was like, their Star Trek stuff is good, and now I'm, gosh, you make me sick sometimes.
What else? Movie wise, it was nice because it was Paramount, so you had Mission Impossible stuff there. You
Hmm.
had
Top
the
Gun,
Top Gun movies, which was fun to watch. I'm trying to think of any other movies that I was like, oh, Paramount's for this.
Transformers.
Don't care. Like it was fine, but I'm not like, oh, I'm glad Transformers is here. Whatever. For
Huh.
me, it was probably more of the Star Trek stuff.
Okay.
I think that was it. So yeah, Paramount, I could kind of be done with
Well, the thing
for
is,
me.
so we're not a big CBS people. So like we weren't really big on CBS programming. That wasn't what we were here for. They did have a lot of the MTV, VH1 stuff on there, BET, but I never really was big on those shows. Like I don't watch the challenge shows anymore. I did. I really used to watch them because I love the that was during when I used to watch Real World and Rules, so I knew everybody on there. CT, hell, CT is back, and I'm like, what do you do that you're able to just devote 6 weeks of this? But anyway, me and my wife were talking about that. Um, when your priorities shift, what you watch shifts, and I'm really interested in getting Paramount Plus for the Nickelodeon stuff, um, and the sports because
Hmm.
CBS has. They used to have the SEC. Now they're moving on to the Big Ten. Um, I like the fact of they had the Ninja Turtles movie on there, Transformers, um, Tom Cruise's stuff. Now they had some original stuff like Infinite that I thought was not good, um, but I always it was never like top five for me. It was one of those things where we got it for free.
Hmm.
Cool, I'll
We
watch
did
it.
not. What thing we have not mentioned is Halo. I forgot about that. So I was like, oh, Halo was on Paramount.
I didn't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I honestly forgot about it.
I didn't. It's one of those things we talked about it. I watched it. It wasn't good. I liked it, but it wasn't good. And
Hmm.
you know how good it is when you just said we forgot about it and no one and it should be Halo should be one of the things Paramount is known for where people are like I have to get this like HBO, we didn't even mention it. And I want to say one of the reasons Max stayed at the beginning of the year was The Last of Us.
Hmm.
That's what saved Max because I want. So last year we had the Dragon Show, or the year before we had the Dragon Show and The Last of Us. That's what saved Max in my house because my wife was like, "We cutting this shit off." That's what saved it. And Paramount has Halo. Halo should have been its Last of Us,
Sure.
and it's not. It ain't even its Twisted Metal.
Yeah. So where's Paramount for you on your list?
Now, here's the funny thing Paramount is under, so it goes for me Disney Plus, Apple, Netflix, Amazon, Paramount, Peacock, and then Max.
For me, Paramount is at the bottom.
Okay. Below Disney.
Yep.
Okay.
So last one here, Hulu.
Hulu. Now,
Hulu.
Hulu's the funny one because I don't think it's gonna last.
You feel like Disney will just absorb it into the Disney thing?
I think Hulu is going to be absorbed into the now, I don't know if they can do it, but I think eventually Hulu's going to be absorbed
I can see
because
that.
NBC Universal has pulled all of its stuff all off of Hulu and put it on Peacock.
Mhm.
Now, I personally, I love Hulu.
Yeah.
They have the FX stuff. Hulu has a lot of movies that I enjoy. They have a lot of kid stuff on there. Now here's another thing too. I don't pay for Hulu. That's
Mm,
another one where we share with a friend of ours who then logs into our Max account, which is
mhm.
probably another reason why I still got that shit. But we share a couple other accounts, and she logs into our account, and we log into the Hulu account.
Okay.
But Hulu had Archer or has Archer. I used
Yeah.
to watch the Solar Opposites, but I don't watch that anymore. Um, I do want to watch A Murder at the End of the World. It has Fargo, one the FX show, but Hulu was my Archer show. Hulu's where I watch Archer. Their movies they've stepped up with not just their movies, the HBO Hulu originals, but the movies that they have licensed
License or
on
whatever
there.
pulled, yeah,
Mhm.
sure. For me, Hulu also has a good anime selection. I've seen a lot of good anime from there. That's where I watch My Hero Academia. Um, that's where I was watching The Devil is a
Bear.
Part-Timer. Yeah, The Bear is really good. I was just talking about anime at the moment.
I'm
Spy
sorry.
Family, which is fantastic. I
Mhm.
think it's probably on Crunchyroll maybe, but it's definitely on Hulu. I'm watching on Hulu there. Um, Fire Force is really there. Um, so they have a lot of good stuff there in terms of anime selection for me.
Yeah, for me, I've enjoyed Hulu, but it really is. I don't want to say sparse, but there's not a lot that I do watch on there that I just go there for. But
Sure.
when I do go in there, like all the FX stuff, The Old Man, Murder at the End of the World, Aliens is going to get its own show, which is going to be on there. Um, what's the other one? The FBI show with Brian Tyree Henry,
Oh
Class of
yeah. Uh-huh.
'99. That I watched that on there. Uh,
Shogun will be on there.
uh, that's another. Thank you. I cannot wait for that February. Um, I've the thing that bothers me about Hulu is they have the same problem HBO Max has or the Max has, where I like the way it was before. They had to like incorporate all the like the reality TV and all the other stuff. And because they're trying to be everything for everyone,
Uh-huh.
there's stuff that's on there. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. Like Prey, the original Hulu movie, the Predator movie was on here. Um, they have a bunch of other stuff that was on here. Like I didn't know Quiz Show was on here.
Yeah, yeah,
And so like there's a lot of stuff that ends up on here, but because there's so much other crap, you don't know that. And so it is kind of hard to navigate some of the stuff that's on there. Like you almost have to know what you're looking for, kind of like a Netflix, kind of like a Max.
sure. So where is it on your list, Hulu?
Um, it's further down. It's gonna be it's gonna be below Amazon.
Okay.
So for right now, where's it gonna be for you?
Let's see.
Oh, and you know what? While you're doing that, I forgot. So pricing or ad supported is $7.99 for Hulu or $80 a year, $7.99 a year. Students get a for ad supported for $2 a month. Hulu no ads is $17.99 a month. Now there's a live plans. what changes exactly how you pay for it. And remember, there's a ESPN and Disney Plus bundle.
Yeah.
So you have to keep, I think you have to keep pricing in mind when you, same thing with HBO Max. Like HBO Max is ad supported, is $9.99 a month or $100, or ad free $15.99 a month or $149 a year. Now keep in mind, it's cheaper if you pay it for the year. And also, they raised the price. So it used to be, I want to say, 12.99, and they raised it at 15.99. Another reason why I was like, yeah, you got to go. But I cut you off. Where would you put Hulu?
I probably put it below Disney for me, below Disney and
Okay.
above Paramount.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I will make one change. I would put Netflix above Apple. So for me, it would go Disney Plus, Apple, or Disney Plus, Netflix, then Apple, then Amazon, Hulu, Paramount, Peacock, then Max.
And my list is Apple TV, Netflix, Amazon, Peacock, Max, Disney, Hulu, Paramount.
Yep.
There we go.
Uh, how now we don't know the our exact, and we probably should have looked that up. How comfortable are you for the year for this with everything coming out? And because we know there's a lot of different stuff coming out. We know Stranger Things is eventually going to come back for Netflix. We know HBO is going to have The Dragon Show, True Detective. Um, what's the I cannot remember what the Kate Winslet show that's supposed to come out, and all the movies that Warner Brothers has. So like Dune 2, Aquaman 2. There's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be added. How comfortable are you for the rest of the year with this list?
I'm fine with it. I mean, I won't know till the I wouldn't I would need to see what happens in a couple of months to see if I'll make any changes, but I'm good with this where it is for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, Now let me ask you this: how many of these streaming services do you pay for?
One, two, three, four, four. I pay for Apple TV, Netflix, Peacock, and Disney.
Okay.
And the other ones I get from other people, like Max
Yes.
and Amazon and Hulu I get from other
Yeah.
people.
I think you get Max from me, don't you?
No, I
Because
get it
I
from Wendy.
definitely. Okay. Because I
I've
definitely
used
get.
yours once, but yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Because you still have access to it. Because Katie was like, "Is that Michael?" I was like, "Yeah."
yeah.
um. So like for me, I pay for Disney, Apple, Netflix, Amazon, and Max. We don't pay for Hulu, Paramount, or Peacock.
Hmm.
Um. But yeah, I'm cool with this list. I just when you're getting these streaming services, I think you have to really look at the pricing. Um, so like HBO Max is has different tiers, but if you go like ad free, that's $150 a year for, and that's not bad. But when you consider Amazon Prime is 129 a year,
Hmm.
and I can get toilet paper and action figures delivered in 2 days. This, you start thinking about it, Max ain't exactly a great buy. And that's some of that, and that's kind of what you have to think about when you think of your plans, and you have to think of like, so Netflix, it was 15 bucks a month. But when you could share it amongst a bunch of people, that price didn't hurt as much. But now it's 8 bucks to add another person who doesn't live in your house. That stuff adds up.
Yeah.
So I think you have to consider it. And that's another thing that I was looking at pricing when I looked at this list. I'm looking at pricing. I'm looking at the most bang for my buck is Disney Plus and Apple and Netflix and Amazon, because of what I get with it. Apple Plus is mainly for me and my wife. Amazon is for the whole family. Disney is for the whole family. Now, keep in mind, I do use Max a good bit, but I don't think what I pay for, I get enough out of it. I love the fact that I can just click on and get all the Friends episodes. But here's the thing: we have YouTube TV through my in-laws. My wife has recorded X amount of Friends episodes. I don't need Max
Hmm.
anymore. So once these shows are over, Max, hey man, you about to save me $150 a year.
Sure. Yeah. Um, we've been going for an hour 20. Let's wrap this up.
Yeah. What got you through the week, man?
Cyberpunk 2077 and the Phantom Liberty expansion.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I guess so. I have put 93 hours into that game apparently.
I told you, man. Once they with that,
Um,
because you missed the update. You did not. You didn't do the update, and then when they dropped Phantom Liberty, you were like, "God dang!" And I was like, "I told you it was good."
yeah, the DLC is really good. I get to play with that pretty man Idris Elba on my side, and we gonna save people. Well, that's what we gonna do.
Hey,
I
man.
won't spoil it for people who haven't played the DLC, but it's a nice little tight, compact area. It's kind of walled off from the rest of Night City. It's interesting, and I'm enjoying all the side missions and the storylines, the side stuff and the side gigs. I have
Okay.
so much money I don't know what to do with in the game, but yeah, I'm enjoying that.
All right.
To the detriment of doing other stuff. So yeah,
All right.
you.
For me, I'm doing Near Replicant. That was my Christmas gift. So it's the remastered of Near, and I loved Near Automata. So this is the prequel to that. This does play like now. I will say this: I am enjoying it because I've gotten to a certain point. I'm like, okay, the game is moving. I do have, I do. So like a lot of games that I've been playing are PS4 games and PS5 games. So it's like, oh, I can tell you're a PS3 game.
Hmm.
Like I can tell you're an old game that was remastered. But it is still a fun game, and that's really helped out. I've been watching What If is one of the things that's been really helping me, whatever. But football, man. Uh I was laying waste to everyone in the league. I was number one. I was on a 10-game winning streak
Hmm.
and lost in the championship game.
Oh man, that sucks.
Yes. I was on a 10-game. I was beating people by 50 points every game.
What happened to your
And
team? People got
uh
injured.
they just didn't show up.
Oh, okay.
Like literally, I was like, I had Dak, Cleveland's defense. I had not AJ Brown. I had like everybody was on point. I didn't start Brian Cooks, which I should have. Now I don't know if I could have won, but you go back and you look at your combination of players. You're like, if I'd have started him, I don't think I still could have won. It's just
Uh
one of
huh.
those games where I was just like, I don't know if I could have beat him, but it's like to win every game. Like I cruised. I had to buy in the playoffs. I cruised. There were times I just set my lineup, didn't even have to look at it. I just knew I was going to win.
Hmm.
And to
It'd be like
lose in
that.
the championship game,
Hurts.
I am highly upset.
On that, folks, if you want to make Leroy happy again, like, comment, subscribe.
Because I'll talk to you.
There you go. He'll talk to you.
Yeah. Yep.
Hit that bell so you know when we put up more videos. We'll be back with more stuff later, more reactions, more reviews, more
Yep.
whatever stuff we talk about.
Yeah. Golden
Um,
Globes is this weekend. So
yeah.
guys, yeah, watch the Golden Globes. Let us know what you think. Right now on all the streaming services, everyone you click on has their Golden Globe nominated show. So are you gonna watch the show? Because I'm gonna watch it.
I don't know. Probably not.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because that's going to cut into my Night City plan.
Well, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
watch the Globes. I want to see Joe Coy is hosting, so I actually like Joe Coy. I want to see how he does.
Okay.
First Asian American host, I believe,
Cool. There we go. Progress in
or
2024. Look at that.
Filipino American host. He might not be the first Asian. I'm not sure. I don't want to say that, but I know ain't no Filipinos been hosting that show before. It's
Okay.
just been like Cat Williams said, white, black, white. But yeah. Speaking of Cat Williams, go watch Club Shay Shay. That's a great interview.
Okay. On that, folks, we're out.
All
Peace.
right. Peace.